So, Pam, if you wouldn't mind, just tell me like the story about the house, the history a little bit.
The house was built in 1955, and my parents and I moved in November of 1960. And I lived here my whole life, and my mother passed away in 2020, and my father stayed here until he passed away in 2024. So they lived in the house almost 65 years. So it's been under our ownership for that long.
Wow.
So history.
What inspired you to do this renovation? Braxton and everything.
Well, Mom and Daddy had early on decided, because Braxton grew up about half of his life here, so they would always keep him when I was working. So they left the house to Braxton, and Daddy also left some money for Braxton to renovate.
Okay.
So that's the process. The process has been doing this for Braxton and for Bree.
Okay. And then, just curious, how did you find out about All American Renovations?
Well, I contacted the Soul Sisters,
Okay.
and you were the first name they gave me, and I called you, and you answered when I called. That's something unusual.
That's right.
And set up the appointment in like 3 days, and then we were on our way.
Right.
Yeah, so it was a perfect, and I thank you so much, Chrissy,
You're welcome.
for recommending
You're
him.
welcome. Well, it was an easy recommendation. We've seen
appreciate
Thomas's
it.
work before, so I knew he could turn this place into a show place. And it is.
Tell us about the whole process of being able to go to the showroom and make selections and things like that.
Okay, well, Bree, do you want to tell them how we liked going to the showroom and how easy that was?
Oh yeah, that was so easy. It didn't take long at all. We just went there, showed up, and you showed us all the options that we had. And I kind of told you some things that I wanted to do, and then you told me what was realistic.
What was in
You
budget?
have to reel them in sometimes.
Yeah, it's necessary, especially with me. And you gave me the kitchen that I dreamed of. So like that was one of the big things. That was I knew I hang out in the kitchen a lot. So the kitchen is better than I could have imagined.
Well, that's awesome.
And it was just all the things that I really wanted you had. So
Okay.
it was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's great to have it all in one place where you don't have to go one place for the, quartz, another place for the floors. It was just so easy.
Right.
Come.
Awesome.
And to see it all laid out together.
Oh, yeah.
That makes a difference.
It
When you can
does.
lay the cabinets
Right.
beside the countertop and
Exactly.
Right.
the backsplash and the paint color.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
then it makes it a lot easier to
It
picture
does.
it.
And you had the variety too. Like it wasn't like we were just stuck with like, here's 4 things, choose. Like the variety that we wanted to make it feel like a very custom look was that we were all looking for.
Okay, so tell us just a little bit about how the pain process of dealing with all this remodeling, because I mean, you got to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Well, you do, and this is not the first house that I've remodeled, but I will say that this was the easiest, smoothest process because of you.
Thank you.
Just everything was quickly done. He's way ahead of schedule, Chrissy. We weren't expecting to be finished until maybe October or November.
Oh, yeah.
And here we are mid-May.
Yes.
So, but it was just a great process. Like I say, when I call, you answer the phone. When I text, you reply back. And I told him, I'm sure I drove him crazy.
No, y'all, it's just been such a pleasant experience. Like, it's been an awesome, like I was saying earlier, this is probably one of my favorites.
Really?
Out of the mix.
Yeah. Braxton, what do you think your grandparents would say?
Probably just, yeah, it's all right.
I didn't think it needed much, but
Yeah.
okay.
That's why you had to take those walls down.
I think it would have been fine with just paint.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you asking me in the very first time I was here, those wood panel walls. You're like,
Yes.
so what do you think? We should paint these?
Oh.
And I was like,
Yeah,
no,
no, take 'em out.
we need to take them out.
I kind of have a little sentimental attachment.
Yeah.
That's right.
They do
Yeah.
there. But anyway, it's like a brand new house, and we can never thank you enough.
Yeah.
It is like a
really
brand new
For
house.
doing this.
Yes, it is like a brand new house, but you also have some nods to the older style that give it a lot of character, like the built-ins
Right.
and the brick fireplace right here. So
Right.
there's a lot that kind of hold on to that sentimental
Right.
value, which is
Yeah.
nice.
And then we
So,
were able to save a couple of rooms of hardwood. That
yeah,
was
oh
Indeed.
yes.
Yeah.
the
and
rest
matched
we had to
that
go with new, but
perfectly.
we we matched the stain in the office and
Yes.
the spare bedroom. So,
So I encourage more people to do Renovate, yeah, to do
Yeah.
that. I hope we'll see maybe a little bit of a renovation boom in this neighborhood.
That's right.
That would be
Yeah,
great.
it is.
Also, I think that you still keep you kept some of the character of the
Yeah.
house, you know what I mean? So like, we still have a story to tell about this
Yeah.
house.
That's right.
You know, it's not, this was like, we know the owners that we're here for.
Yeah.
We know their story,
Yeah.
so,
Just a little bit.
just a little.
Yeah.
a little bit of
Good
history
share.
here. So,
Yes.
well, guys, we appreciate it so much. Thanks for taking the time to come and
Thank
see
you.
everything. I know y'all aren't moving in for a few days, and just happy to be able to do this.
Thank you,
It's
we're
been a lot of fun.
thrilled.
We appreciate
We
it.
really
It
do,
looks-
appreciate
looks
all
awesome.
of it. And thank you, Chrissy, for the recommendation.
Yes, you're welcome. I'm glad it worked out.
It did.